everybody, I'm Karis and welcome to class today. Today we're going to be doing a little core focused class, getting that core really switched on, really important to protect the back, for our posture, for everything really. So it's a nice one to start the day with, finish the day with. So let's get started. If you have a Pilates ball, you are more than welcome to use it. If you don't, no worries at all, it's not essential. If you do, you can pop it behind you in our seating position as we're going to start off with some C-curve. So you want it right underneath your tailbones. You'll feel like you're almost going to sit on it, but you're not. Your knees are planted into the floor in a nice bend, sitting on your sit bones, posture nice and tall. It's almost like you've got a string to the top of your head to the ceiling, sitting up as tall as we can. We're going to bring them arms out in front of us. If you haven't got a Pilates ball, just find this position without. It's not essential. When we're here, we're going to take a nice deep breath in. And we're going to pull that belly button to our spine. And we're going to sit back onto our sit bones and just roll down our spine on that ball just as far as we can. And when we exhale, come back up. Inhale, sit back. Find as far as you can go that you're keeping that belly button to the spine, but you're feeling it switch on. And come back to sitting. Here we go, back. Take it as far as you can. If you've got the ball there, you'll probably be able to take yourself a little bit farther as you've got support under your back. Here we go, back again, reaching for that other side of the room, but keeping them shoulders down and that head in line. We're going to do 4 more. Here we go, exhale. Find yourself as back as far as you can, keeping that belly button pulled into the spine, using every little bit of that spine to roll back into that C-curve. We've got 2 more. Your core should be switching on now. Take it a little bit further if it's not. And last one. Lovely. Come back up to sitting. If you've got the ball there, just take it away so that you can roll all the way down to the floor. And if you didn't have it, then perfect. Find that position again. We're going to take it a little bit further this time. So follow that same position you just did, but you're going to try and take yourself all the way to lying flat on the floor. Here we go. So take a nice deep breath in. Use that same motion we did before. So tuck that pelvis, pull that belly button to the spine, reach for the other side of the room and take yourself as far back as you can. If you can take it really slowly all the way to the floor, that's perfect. And relax. Lovely. Bring them legs up so they're just bent. Hands are beside you, just into the floor. Think about trying to get as much as the back of them ribs and them shoulders into the floor. Feeling your head heavy, hands planted, feet planted a little bit away from your bum. When you're ready, we are going to take one leg up to tabletop and then join the other one. Check that you've still got that belly button pulled down to the mat. Here we go. When we're in this position, we're going to think about floating one toe down to tap the mat. And as we exhale, we bring it back to join the other foot. Inhale, tap down to the floor. And exhale, bring it back in. Think about that belly button pulling down to the spine and just tapping the floor. A little gently, tap the floor. Keeping these going here. If you want a little bit of a challenge, you can lift them arms up back to that position we were in the C-curve. So reaching up to the ceiling. Just adds a little bit more on that core. Keeping the breathing going throughout, keeping that belly button pulled to the spine. Lots to think about. If you wanted to make this exercise even harder and you owned some ankle weights, you could always pop your ankle weights on and you can use them. If not, you can think about tapping your leg a little bit further away towards the end of the mat. That will just add a little bit more into that core as well, but really important to keep that belly button pulled down to that spine if you're adding any more weight onto your feet. Here we go, we're going to go for 6 more. So 3 on each leg. 6. Make sure you're still breathing. 5. 4. Keeping that belly button pulled in. It's going to be burning now. 3. 2 more. 2. And 1. Lovely. Bring them knees into your chest. Just squeeze them in. Have a little roll around. Stretch that core out. Lovely. From this position, keep one leg pulled in and extend one leg across to the other side of the room. Keep it nice and straight, point them toes on both feet. When you're here, correct, bring that belly button down to the spine, as always, and keep them shoulders pulled down. From here, you're just going to switch the legs. So the one that's bent is going straight and the one that's straight is going bent. And we're just going to breathe in and breathe out. Inhale on one movement, exhale on the other. Make sure this foot's not down on the floor. We've got it slightly lifted. Inhale and exhale. If you want to make it a little bit easier, you can bring that leg higher up. But if you want to make it harder, then that leg will be closer to the floor. Here we go. Inhale and exhale, just swapping them legs. Inhale and exhale. If you think you've got this position here, then what we're going to do is we're just going to float our head and shoulders off the floor. So we're trying to look down to that foot that's pointed. Here we go, keeping that breathing going. Inhale and exhale, keeping that belly button pulled down so you've got a curve here. Inhale and exhale. Keeping them switching, nice and fluid. Any of you pros out there, if you want to make it even harder, you can put them hands behind your head. Makes it a little bit harder for you. Keeping this movement going, keeping that belly button pulled in. We're going to go for 6 more. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax down onto the floor. Put your arms above your head. Point them feet. Stretch yourself out. Lovely. How does that feel? Are we burning? Gorgeous. When we're ready, we're going to come up onto our 4-point kneel. So we have got our hands under our shoulders and we have got our knees under our hips. Nice and strong. So we're going to pull that belly button into our spine. So we're not letting our stomach drop down to the floor and we're not curling it up. We've got a nice straight spine. Take a nice deep breath in here. And as we exhale, I want you to feel like you're blowing the floor away and you're pushing the back of that rib cage into the ceiling. Curling that head under, curling that tailbone under. And as you inhale, reverse, drop that chest down to the floor. Push that pelvis back and lift that head up to the ceiling. Exhale, flip it back into our cow. So pushing that floor away with our hands. Curling that chin under, curling that tailbone under. And then flip to the other side. Lovely. When you're ready, find your middle ground. Pull that belly button into your spine. When you found your nice stable position, take a nice deep breath in. And when you breathe out, just float one leg to the back of the room. So it's just a couple of centimetres off the floor. Nice straight leg. You'll feel a little shift in your arms here just to find where you're stable. And when you're ready, bring it back in. So as we exhale, float that leg to the back of the room. And inhale, bring it back to the 4-point kneel. Exhale, float it back. Trying to keep your other 3 points on the floor as stable as you can. Try not to shift between your weight. Inhale, exhale, float it back. Inhale, float it back in. Lovely. Now we're going to repeat that movement but using our arms this time. So as we take a nice deep breath in, prepare, pull our belly button into our spine, and as we exhale, we're going to float that arm off the floor. This is where the name Superman comes from, because we do look like Superman. Exhale, float the other arm to the other side of the room, and inhale, bring it back in. Keeping these going, trying not to shift your weight between the movements too much. Find where you're stable. Keep that belly button pulled into the spine. Keep them shoulders pulled down. Here we go. We're just going to do 4 more like this to find our stability. That's 3 more. Keeping that breath going. 2 and 1. Lovely. The next one we're going to do, we're going to combine them movements. So we're going to be doing our leg and our arm at the same time. So come back into that 4-point kneel, and we're just going to be doing One leg and one arm at the same time. So you're going to want to do opposition. So if your right arm is going out, your left leg is going to be going back. So here we go. We're going to find our left arm and our right leg. So we're going to float them simultaneously to opposite sides of the room. Find that stability. You've only got 2 points left on the floor. Pull that belly button in, squeeze them glutes, and then float them back down to the floor. Exhale, swap. So now you've got your other arm and your other leg going out in opposition. Pull that belly button to the spine. Try not to wobble, and then return to that position. Inhale, pull that belly button to the spine. As we exhale, float the opposite arm and leg out. Find that nice straight position if you can. Pull them shoulders down. And inhale, bring it back in. Keep these going in your own times. Exhale as you bring yourself out into a nice straight line, keeping them eyes looking down. Don't break that neck. And then come back into your 4-point kneel. Exhale. Lovely. Squeezing them glutes, squeezing everything, pulling that belly button into the spine so we don't wobble in between. Lovely. Let's go for 4 more. 4. Nice and slowly if you can. 3. We've got 2 more. 2. Oh, who's getting wobbly? And 1 more. Lovely, coming back to a 4-point kneel. Last little test when we're here in this one. What we are going to do is as we float one arm and one leg out, we are then going to try and crunch them in. Don't put them on the floor. Extend them back out to that Superman position and then lower down to the floor. So it might be a little bit wobbly, but think about gripping that core and pulling them shoulders down and squeezing them glutes. Here we go. So we're going to take one arm forward, the opposite leg back. We're going to crunch them back in, but they're not going to touch the floor. And then we'll extend them back out and then down to the floor. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, float the arm and leg out. Inhale to bring them in, but don't let them touch the floor. Exhale, back out to the Superman. And then lower them back down on the inhale. Exhale, float them out. Inhale, bring them back in, but do not let them touch the floor. You might have a little wobble. Extend back out and bring down to the floor. Let's go for 4 more. 4. Keeping that breathing going. Inhale. Exhale, extend it back out and down to the floor. We've got 3 more. Feeling that wobble now. Extend it out and back down to our 4-point kneel. 2 more. Really test yourself here. Can you hold it for a little bit longer? Test your balance. Hold it out in this Superman for 3, 2, 1, and then lower. Last one, try on this side to test yourself. Let's breathe out, breathe in to bring it back in. Exhale to send it out. Can you test your balance? Hold it for 3, squeeze everything, 2, 1, and back. Down, lovely. Send your hips back to your heels. Stretch out that spine, stretch out that core. You were squeezing everything in that position, so give yourself a good stretch. Take a nice deep breath in. And out. And 1 more deep breath in. And out. Lovely. Last little test we're going to do at the end, just to see if you've really switched on that core. We're going to do a little plank test. So you're going to bring your arms down to your forearms. Find them nice and flat in the floor. Use them hands as support. You're going to step them feet back and create a nice straight line all the way through your hips. So squeeze that glutes, squeeze your belly button up to your spine. Feel them shoulders strong in the floor, and we're going to try and hold it here for 30 seconds. Here we go. Squeeze that core in, squeeze that glutes. It will help. Find them hands in the floor. Take a nice deep breath in and out. See how long you can hold it. Test yourself. If you need to come down, that's absolutely fine. Just drop your knees, stretch it out a little bit, and then come back up to the plank. Squeeze them glutes. I promise it will help. Pull that belly button to the spine. We've got 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Lovely. And relax. Just put your hands under your shoulders and push yourself back slightly to stretch the core. If that's too much on your lower back, just come down to your forearms and feel the stretch here. you've really worked that core, it will really appreciate a stretch. Take a nice deep breath in, pull them shoulders down and out. Lovely. And when you're ready, just come back up to sitting. Roll those shoulders back. Feel your nice posture, feel the core engaged. Thank you very much, guys. It's been lovely to see you, and I'll see you soon.